Hey everybody, it's Beth and welcome back to the Interior Life. I'm going to be refurbishing our guest bedroom with a boho inspired look. Does anybody else have a guest room like this where all the furniture that you don't want in the rest of your house goes to die? Same thing with the decor. It's just pieces that were left over or changed out and then it somehow winds up in the guest room in a big hodgepodge. I want to redo this room and make it more cozy and inviting and welcoming for guests, and I think the boho style is perfect for that. So I'm going to be keeping a few pieces like this lingerie chest, the bed, and the cane chair over there in the corner, and just repurposing some pieces to make sure that it does fit in with that vibe. So here is my design board for this room. I love doing a design board before I start on a project. The reason being that I like to see how everything's going to look when I'm finished. It saves me time and money, and I can make some changes along the way and make sure that that's really going to fit in with my aesthetic. If you'd like to learn how to do a design board just like this, I do have a tutorial linked below, so you can learn how to do one for yourself in PowerPoint. So the first thing I did was rearrange the furniture. I was really concerned about putting the bed on this wall that it might block out too much of the windows. This room does not get a lot of light, but after putting it on there, I feel confident that I'm not blocking out too much of the light. And I've rearranged sort of the chair over there in the corner and put the lingerie chest against sort of this bumped out wall. I actually scored these West Elm nightstands for free, and I think they're going to fit perfectly in with the boho style. So this is my bed. This is the bed from when I was single, and it's a faux leather, and as you can tell, it's really beat up. It's been through a lot, so I'm going to work to change that and fix that and make it more light and airy to fit in with that boho style. So I really wanted to do a cane or a rattan bed. However, they cost thousands, and I wasn't willing to spend that on a guest room. But the great thing about design styles is you don't have to make everything perfectly match with that style. You can take inspiration and use it on things that you already have and convert it to that aesthetic. So what I've done here is I'm painting this bed with chalk paint. It's bare chalk paint that I just went and picked out a color that I thought resembled rattan. And by painting this bed, I'm getting that rattan look with the color of rattan. However, I'm not having to go out and purchase a new bed. So this took probably 2 or 3 coats to cover that dark espresso color. I wouldn't recommend using chalk paint on leather that you sit on or anything like that. However, with this being a guest room, it only gets used a few times a year, and nobody's actually sitting on the headboard or anything like that. It's not being touched or anything, so I feel confident that it's going to work out great. But it's held up really well, honestly, and I haven't had any paint that's scratched off or chipped off or rubbed off or anything like that. So I think this was a great way to transform this bed and give it that color without having to buy a new bed. After I finished with all the coats, I did go over it with bare wax just to kind of give it a nice top coat and help seal that color in. So now that the bed's finished, I made a little Target trip and found this cute little macrame wall hanging in these 2 little bedside lamps. I did choose the black color because I wanted to ground the space because it's going to be very light and airy, and I just wanted to have that black to balance it out. For the bedding, this is actually my old bedding. It's from West Elm and it's really good quality. However, it has these little silver sparkly embellishments on it, but I don't want that for the boho look. That's more glam. So what I'm going to do is just flip this quilt over, and you can see on the other side it's just plain. It's a nice cotton quilt, and once it's flipped over, you'll never see the old glam details on there. Same thing with this duvet cover, again from West Elm. It's velvet and it's actually got a little shimmer to it, and again, that's more of the glam, but I want to switch it over. I'm just going to flip it over backwards, and it's got a nice cotton backing that will work great with the cozy natural boho vibe. The boho vibe in a bedroom is all about creating those rich layers, multi-textured, and just an overall feeling of coziness that you just want to sort of jump right into that bed. So here I am flipping over my quilt and my duvet to give some nice layers, and then folding back the duvet like this gives it a much more sort of, puffy, floofy feeling. I found these great Mongolian Euro covers on Marketplace for 25 bucks. They're from West Elm and sell for over $100 a piece. So that was a huge score. Now for the pillows, I found these at Nebraska Furniture Mart, and honestly, when I saw them, I loved the colors, and that was just sort of the whole inspiration for my bedroom, to give it a little bit of color but muted, and just that feeling of sort of a rich sunset. So the window panels that I am hanging are also from West Elm, but they are from my old house, and so I'm just repurposing them here. I'm using black hardware to hang the curtains, again, to sort of tie in with the black of the lamps and just really make those feel cohesive. I'll link the curtain rings and the rods down below because they're honestly my favorite. They're super inexpensive, they're very easy to hang, and I've used them all over my house at this point. For this wall, I wanted to do a fun little treatment and warm up the space a little bit. So I've just tied a string to a thumbtack on one end and a pencil in the other, and put the thumbtack in the wall over there in the corner, and I'm making this arch. So I wanted my arch to be a little different than what I've seen everywhere online. So it's kind of more of a half arch, and I think it'll kind of mimic a little bit of a sunset when I've finished. So I'm using bare chestnut bisque and just a really good quality brush to get into the corners there and kind of follow around with that arch. It's very easy to freehand, and it's okay if it's not perfect because boho is a little imperfect, a little messy. So I just went around the edges there and just used the top longest corner of that brush and just pushed it into the line that I had already drawn onto the wall to get that nice smooth effect. So once the wall's complete, I'm adding in these wall baskets that I purchased off of Amazon. I'll link them below, but I mean, is it really a boho room if you don't have some baskets on the wall? So what I'm doing is just overlapping the two colors with them, so it provides a nice sort of transition across the painted arch and then to the regular wall color. Here in the corner, I've got this cane desk chair that actually belonged to my great-great-grandfather. It's been restored. Nobody uses it. It's not that comfortable, but I do like the cane detailing and that it provides that kind of boho aesthetic. So what I'm going to do is just cover the back of it here with this sheepskin rug that I purchased from IKEA years ago, and then I'm adding in this white textural pillow. Again, I've had it forever, and it was originally from West Elm. They don't sell it anymore, but we can definitely reuse it in the guest room for that sort of boho vibe. I'm going to add in some greenery with this snake plant on this little stool that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. Snake plants are great for low light situations like this bedroom. And of course, greenery provides that boho aesthetic. Now here's this light that I got from IKEA. It's the center leg. I love the rattan. However, it only has one light bulb in it, and this room just gets too dark. So I picked up this little socket splitter from Amazon. It comes in 2, 3, and 4 additional bulbs, and you just screw it into your existing socket, and you can put extra light bulbs in there to provide more light. So it's very difficult to get accurate, lighting on camera from ceiling light fixtures like this. I know it looks really bright and really warm, but I promise you this room definitely needed the additional light, especially at nighttime, because that one light bulb just wasn't cutting it. So now that I've added this in, I feel confident and happy that we've got some more light. So I did pick up this artwork from Target. I love that it's got that sort of muted pink color and kind of that MCM boho vibe. This rug, actually, I got it from At Home months ago, and it's been in so many different areas of my house, but I have finally brought it into the guest room to provide some different texture and elements there to the floor. So after kind of getting everything in here together, I decided really just needed some additional, layering to it. So I picked up this Casaluna knit quilt from Target, and it's in a nice kind of off-white color to again kind of tie in with that boho vibe with the different warm neutrals and textures. And I'm going to put it here on the foot of the bed so it can give it a little bit more layering and dimension to the bed. Does anybody else do this with their throw blankets? You throw them on the couch or on the bed and you want them to look like they've just been casually sort of left there to be warm and cuddly, but then you spend like 5 minutes completely rearranging it and making it look just perfect for that casually thrown about look. So I'm going to go ahead and switch out these accent pillows here on the bed. I kind of wanted, I don't know, I wasn't feeling the smaller one there. So I went ahead and put this other pillow there, again from Nebraska Furniture Mart. I bought them all at the same time, and I just really like the scale of that better. So this bench was from West Elm. I purchased it for our master bedroom, but we have a king size bed in there and it just looked way too small. And I never returned it, so now it's going to make its way into the guest room. Isn't that funny how it happens? So I'm adding another sheepskin fur from IKEA and the matching pillow to the one that's on the chair, and then putting that other pillow back here on the bench just to kind of create a cozy moment. So I'm really happy with these layers now and how they look, and it just feels super inviting. So now I'm going to style these nightstands. I picked up this little faux succulent from Hobby Lobby. I loved the pot and that it matched in with the bed pillows and everything. And I've got some little small books that I'm adding in again that I've had forever. And I picked up these cute little rainbow ceramic decor items from IKEA. On the other nightstand, I'm adding in an aloe vera plant that I had that just really needed to find a new home. And then I actually have this little easel with this painting of the Eiffel Tower that was from Paris. Again, I've had it for years from an old trip, and I just wanted, to be able to put it back there in a nice special place in that room. For the bottom, I'm adding in this pink vase along with a book and these praying hands that remind me of my grandmother, just using things that I already have to style the space. Over here in this little niche, I'm pushing in the lingerie chest. My father actually built this years ago, and I'm going to top it off with a glass vase and some pampas grass, again, very boho, that I got from a neighbor's yard to finish off this corner. So here is the finished room. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Definitely worked to use things that I already had, purchased very little, and did everything on a budget. Remember, when it comes to design styles, you don't have to use every single element of that style. You can use the colors or the fabrics or the textures just to kind of create that look without having to go out and purchase all new items. So I really am happy, and we've actually already had our first guests and they're very happy with it. It feels so much more welcoming, inviting, and well thought out to me. And if you have any questions, I will link everything that is available for purchase below. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed.